computer, go.
Mute all.
Yeah. But you need to check here is the attendees. So now it's.
Good afternoon, everyone. So let's start today's webinar on behalf of Concordia Lab. I'm proud to launch the webinar Clear Aligner Techniques from Mixed and Permanent Dentition. Webinar is planned for 1.5 hours, including questions and answer sessions. Today we will meet, or actually hear, 3 speakers. Dr. Diana Chibana will be as first, who will speak about Clear Aligner System, C-Align, brief introduction about system, and of course, more interesting part for doctors, cases with treated patients. Then will follow Dr. Maris Grzybowskis. He will share his experience with digital workflow and combo treatments with braces and aligners together. Then as third will come Concordia Lab representative, Anastasia Semyonova. She will explain the chain of actions for doctors to start the treatment with C-Align aligner system and provide all the necessary information to start the cooperation with Concordia Lab laboratory. So, also I would like to pay your attention, dear participants, that during webinar, all you will be muted. Therefore, clear participants, questions and answers, please write in the question and answers section, and speakers will answer to them immediately after presentation. Okay, my starting speech, let's say, is over, and so please welcome Dr. Diana Chibana. The stage is yours, and you can start your presentation.
Hello, everyone. I will now open the presentation. Okay, so I hope everyone see the presentation. So my name is Diana Chibanova, and I'm postodontics, working with orthodontics. So what I noticed when my patient is coming to practice in initial consultation, when they are asking for a beautiful smile, the first thing that I see, usually it's about 80–70%, is that this patient needs orthodontics for ideal treatment, because so that's why I'm telling my patient that we have 2 ways, and the one way is compromised, and I'm not answering about the percentage of the happy ending, and the ideal way when we need orthodontics first, and then we can continue with prosthodontics. So and when my patients start to ask what does orthodontics means, and I'm telling about moving teeth, then the first reaction is like, I'm not kid and I'm not a teenager to wear braces. So what we can offer for our patient instead of braces, it is aligners, and today I'm speaking about C-aligners. Yes, so let's continue. What is C-Align? This is a modern alternative to traditional braces. We can use it for permanent and mixed dentition. So it means we can also change not only adult and adolescent patient, but we also can give aligners for teenagers, for kids. They are individually designed, transferred, removable. We can move the teeth to an optimal position. They designed using 3D digital technology, Maestro Free. I think Nastya will tell more about that. And so what I really like is that we have a digital treatment plan, and it is, I think, important for our patient to see the final result, what we can achieve with aligners. And it's also extremely important for me, because when I'm planning prosthodontics works with veneers or crown, or we plan implants, we need to know what we can achieve using aligners and how we can combine, for example, when we start to open place, and when on what time we can, for example, send to surgeon for implants and then continue with orthodontics and then finally finish with crowns. So clinical benefits that we are telling our patients. First of all, we can use and give aligners made for one jaw or for both jaws, because you know, you have patient that want just to move one tiny tooth to just rotate it, or a little bit improve the usually lower front teeth. And they don't want to change everything else. So what do we have important even nowadays when we have this situation is less emergency visit to the doctors. So it's really good that you're not worried about patient that something is painful and the wire is like in the cheek and that braces it come out. So it's really great that the main thing that can happen is just the attachment fell off, but it's okay because tooth is still aligned in the aligner. So next is aesthetic orthodontic treatment. So it means that usually it's really good looking. So for example, people who are not even connected to orthodontics, they don't notice that the patient have aligners. And as the example, I have patient who tried to like not telling her husband that she has aligners. So she walked about, I think, 3 or 4 months without telling him, and he didn't notice. He noticed only when they go to the picnic, and then she started to put something from her mouth, and then he knows that she has aligners. So it's really aesthetics. There are no eating restrictions. We know that we can remove it and eat everything that we want, and also we can tell our patient that they can easily go to restaurant, just enjoy their meals, and they don't need to afraid that they can't eat this or this. It's really good. So the other thing is dental cleaning and the dental floss as usual, because you can remove the aligner. You can easily brush your teeth with everything that you have. So no worry that somewhere is something stuck, because it's very easy. And the other thing is during treatment, abrasion of enamel and dental decalcification are reduced, because the patient has easy cleaning than having braces. So the optional wearing time is 22 hours a day. It means that we ask our patient to remove aligners only for eating and for brushing teeth. Of course, there are some moments when patients, they, I don't know, have lectures or something and they just want to remove them. It's okay, but we ask optional is 22 hours to try to do it like this. So I think the most important thing is patient compliance. And I think the two things that really are a failure for aligners only is the problems with biomechanics, and Dr. Maris will speak about that, and patient compliance. If patient is not ready and he is not compliant with you, then of course, if a patient is not wearing, nothing is changing and nothing is going on. Yeah, so it's really important to explain everything, to explain all the steps, to explain patient that there might be some reps, that there might be some additional aligners to finish our goal. So it's really important. Aligners should be changed according to the time that's indicated by the doctor. They should be removed, yeah, as I told before, during eating, during drinking hot and cold drinks, and brushing teeth. But also, what I'm asking for patient is not to drink sugar drinks also with aligners, because the sugar may contain under the aligners and have problems with enamel. So wash aligners with toothbrush under warm water without using toothpaste. And also there are putties on the market that we use for aligners, and there are crystals and many stuff that what we can use to clean aligners. So what do we have? We have 3 C-align per jaw. We have C-align combo that up to 10 aligners per jaw, and also C-align moderate up to 20 aligners per jaw. Also, there is possible refinements and asking for more aligners, and this all I think will nicely explains how it works. So C-align 5, what we use is for less complex cases, slightly irregular teeth. After treatment with braces, we also can use it to finish some tooth positions. A small midline less than 1 millimeter, or from 1 to 2, but it's better to have not more than 1 millimeter diastemas. C-align combo is up to 10 aligners per jaw. We can combine it with braces, and Dr. Maris will tell you more about that. We also can use it prosthetics orthodontic when we need to open place for implant, for example, for premolar or for front teeth. Midline diastema closure, tremors closure. And also we have C-align moderate case when we have up to 20 aligner per jaw. For less complex cases, irregular teeth, crowding, midline diastema, tremors closures, front teeth rotations, pre-prosthetics, opening again space for implants, open bite till 4 millimeters also can be useful. So I think it's more interesting to see cases before and after, and we divided it in using C5 alliance, C combo, and C moderate systems to see where can you use it. So C5 align, you can see that we have lower jaw front teeth correction, small spaces that were closed with C5. Then this is how it looked like when we plan, and what can see patient in the when they receive the digital treatment plan, they can see, and also when we do the planning. This is also C5. You can see the upper and lower jaw, how it looked like before correction, and this is the relapse after braces. So the patient wasn't ready to wear another parts like walking with braces. So there was offered a line system, and I think it was really good. So again, we can see the front teeth of the upper jaw. It's really good aligned. Okay, C-align combo. It is up to 10 aligners per jaw. And so here we can see this is Kid, and first she was expanded with the removable, not 3D, but the screw plate for the upper jaw and lower jaw, and then was finished with the aligners. Okay, this is how it looked like. Then we have some diastema correction. Now the lower jaw, lower front teeth correction before the aesthetic prosthetics. Then we also can see the case of front teeth correction, and then aesthetical fillings after treatment. This is how it looked like before. This is after. Okay, we are speaking about C-align combo. If we speak about tremors and again diastemas, this was before treatment and after treatment. Okay, this we can see. Now, another case with tremors. That was enough with the up to 10 aligners. Okay, this was after. Now, another case. So, if we use a combo for crowdings, this is how it was before and after. Yeah, we can see the crowdings in upper jaw and lower jaw. And this is how it was after. Okay, this again the stemma. And a little bit crowding. So C-align moderate, as I told before, it is up to 20 aligners per jaw. So we can take a little bit more complex cases, but not too much complex. So what we can do if we do crowdings, this is how it was before and after. Yeah, we can see the front teeth correction in upper and lower jaw. This is how the plan was look like. Yeah, so this is the after. Then we can see this situation with the front teeth. Okay. A little bit, yeah, but still. Aligners are also very good for periodontical patient because of these few movements. It's really good because sometimes braces might be a little bit aggressive for periodontical patients. So we are not opening place for implants here, just correcting the position of front teeth. So this is how it was. We can see again the correction of front teeth in upper jaw and lower jaw. This is the after. We can also use it with the cases with kids when they have mixed dentition. So you may see this case, and it's still in progress. This is the after, and still this case in progress. So this we can see the canine position that also was corrected with align system. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, also when there are situations when we need to open space for implants, and we can see this case where we needed place for the third tooth implant. Okay, again tremors and diastemas that we are closing. Okay, this kind of diastema, this case is still in progress, but great result. Okay, this one, it's better to see like this to see the difference. This is the initial. This is how it stays now. So again, when we use, but what I want to tell is C-align is really good. For example, if you want to combine with braces to finish some work, just to make some changes in some tooth inclination, or for example relapses, and your patient don't want to continue with braces, or prosthodontics, really good preparing patient for veneers, because it's really popular now to make less preparation, less invasive procedures, and so when we see some kind like front teeth is in front of other, and just to make endodontical treatment because to make beautiful smile, it's a little bit like not good. So you can use the C-align system for these cases, to open these places, to correct the position of front teeth, of upper lower jaw front teeth, because patients are really, more even adult patients are really, they're not want to look themselves like silly with braces, and that's why aligner system is really good for them. So thank you very much for your attention, and now I'm giving word for Dr. Maris.
Thank you, Dr. Diana. So do we have any questions, or we can continue with Dr. Maris? Okay, so I don't see any questions so far. If there will be no problem, we can continue or get back to Dr. Diana with some questions. But now, Dr. Maris, please, stage is yours, and you can continue with your presentation, with your experience with digital workflow and combo treatments. Dr. Maris, please.
Take your time this evening. So I come with my presentation about the combined treatment. But first of all, I will introduce myself that I entered the DSD degree in 2008. Then I finished my residency of orthodontics in 2011, and now I have some experience in orthodontic field. But from the beginning, I was very eager and wanted to start something new. And when I became Invisalign provider in 2012, so then since that time, I treated more than 500 cases. So I know a little bit how it should be dealt with patients with aligners, but nonetheless, anyway, I treat my patients also with braces, and I think that there are always some pros and cons of every system, and we will speak today about these advantages and disadvantages, where we can add some hybrid treatment or some combinational treatment to achieve our results more faster. Because every system, for example, as braces, has its difficult movements, and the same is with aligners. So when we combine them together, then it works very well. Well, first of all, I will tell you about my experience as an orthodontist in our office. And this is our private clinic called Concordia. Normally, I work on 4 chairs. That's why I have a lot of assistants who can help me. And as I know, in many European Union countries, it is allowed that the assistant can help an orthodontist in a lot of procedures. For that, I'm happy and thankful that I can treat more and more patients because I have a wonderful team. So when we speak about the comfort zone, then everyone knows that in comfort zone we feel ourselves as the best. But when we want to learn something new, then we go first of all in fear zone. That's when we attend lectures or attend courses or in-house or hands-on courses. And then when we try to do something and if we fail, then we can very easily go back to the comfort zone and stay there. But if we achieve some results and we are not fearing anymore, then we go to the learning zone where we acquire new skills, extend our comfort zone to the new levels, and then we learn to deal with challenges and some difficult cases. And then we enter the growth zone, where we can expand our knowledges, expand our skills, and then we can learn and make ourselves better and more skilled to treat our patients, to give them the best. So 2 years before, we opened the clinic in Uzbekistan. It's about 4,500 kilometers away from Riga. And the purpose was mining patients. Because as you know, in the Baltics, we have a limited amount of patients, and our countries are not so big like Germany, Italy, or France, or Spain. And that's why we can offer our treatment, our knowledge, our expertise also for foreign patients. And with the help of the digital with the digital technology, we can do it now remotely. So this was from the September of last year when we traveled, and we already celebrated 1 year of our clinic there. That means that at that time, with the help of digital technology, we already helped about 75 patients who were treated during that year. So first of all, when we talk about the digital workflow, it's not done only by the doctor. The whole team should work on that. And that's why this motivated and well-educated team, when we use now aligners for complex cases, we use Invisalign. But when we talk about mild to moderate cases, then we can start to think about also in-house aligners we can produce in our clinic, and also to lower the costs for our patients to achieve a good result. If you want to go digital, then first of all, then you have to have intraoral scanner, because without it, it's seamless. The intraoral scanner actually is the gate, it's the door to digital world. That's what it starts with. Then, from the point of view, patient's view, you need to develop the proper journey for the patient, so the patients know all the steps and all the sequences of the procedures, and they are also educated in the treatment process. And that helps a lot with when you educate your team. And for example, if you have any treatment coordinator, then it helps a lot for a doctor, because then this, for example, financial burden or some information that can be provided by the assistant, they can communicate with the patient, and it's not your business anymore. So you can normally start to treat patient, plan the treatment, and because it takes a lot of time, and when you're more and more aware of the treatment, then you become more better doctor. So if you talk about the pricing and treatment choice, I think it's very important for patient, and especially now, because of the finances. Now I think we're going to see that in 4 and 5 months actually, how it's going to affect us, because now people have some help from the state, but when we will see the loss of jobs and all loss of incomes, then we need to think about this pricing so that patients can afford the treatment also further. But let's don't be so pessimistic that orthodontics won't be a first choice for the patient. But anyway, I think we need to think about it, and we need to think that how this pricing gonna affect our working future. So when we talk about the flexible treatment options, it's also a key point when I talk with my patients, because I give them the choice. They can choose whatever they want. They can correct their bite with a fixed appliance, or they can correct it with removable ones. Because now I don't see any difference for me. What kind of occlusions can I treat, or what kind of malocclusions can I treat with the removable or fixed? But the thing is, I as a doctor, I decide what is the best for the patient. We will show the examples later, but just an example for now is that if you have, for example, malocclusion with very heavy rotated teeth, then it's easier to fix with a fixed appliance, and it will take a lot of time to fix it with removable one. So that's why it's totally okay to combine them. And I will tell it later how we can how we're doing now in our clinic, because that's a financial issue for the doctor. So if you prescribe for patient 2 appliances, you need to think about the patient also, or you make it like a double for removable and for fixed together, or you just find some flexible solution for that. And the patient communication and follow up, actually, it's very necessary now. And a lot of cases, for example, done with aligners, they can continue also during, for example, this quarantine times, because then we can just send aligners to the patient. If everything goes according to plan and treatment continues. For 3D printing, we have printer. This is Form Labs because it has very good precision, variety of materials, and also simple software interface. And most important thing for 3D printers is good logistics of the materials, because then when you need some kind of resin, then you can just order it, and if you have it in 1 to 7 days, I think it's okay that it's totally enough, so your storage is already full. So this is our team. I have 5 assistants. One of them now is on the maternity leave, but the second one from the left side is our treatment coordinator. She does a lot of work with the patient and patient communication and education. So that's why I highly recommend, if you have any advanced, very advanced assistant who can handle that work, I surely recommend you to have one. There's one good article from Jonathan Nicozisis, an American doctor, who wrote an article about plastic employee. It's the article about nowadays and the understanding of treatment patient with aligners or with fixed system. And then the main issue in that article is as an orthodontist, you need to think as an accountant or economist. That was a question, but normally you can you need to think like both, like accountant or and economist, because you need to know all the pricing details and to make this offer more affordable to the patients. So according to scanner, this is a real scanning procedure. In our office, we're using iTero scanner. And for example, if you take an impression or with alginate or with silicone, it would take, with most experienced doctors, I think, also with alginate, it would take more than or about 5 to 6 minutes. With the silicone, it takes more time, so about 7 to 8 minutes because of the setting time of the material. But with this intraoral scanning, this procedure is easily done by assistant. So I did it in the beginning, but I don't do that anymore. Assistants are doing that job, and they're doing it perfectly. It's easy to perform, especially with kids, because if you put some impression materials in kids' mouth, so their mouth is already too small, and they have this gag reflex. With the scanner, it's not a problem anymore. So, and also, like for any new generation, there's technologies, they're amazed by it, so they can see on display how the teeth are becoming more graphic, and that's why they're totally okay with that procedure. So if you don't have a scanner by now, then I recommend you to buy one. So it doesn't matter what kind of scanner you buy, but you always need to think what it gives you, because the scanner, it's not only impression machine. And if it would be impression machine, then okay, it's going to be expensive one. So it's always what you get with that scan, because when you take only impressions, then you cannot properly measure the casts, or you can do it, but it will take a lot of your time. Normally now in software, it is done in 3 or 5 steps, and then you get a lot of information from that about the tooth size, about the arch width, and so on and on. And also, I totally forgot about the byte registration, because it gives another 1 or 2 minutes. So here it is done from 2 sides, from the molars to canines, and the scan is done. So at this time, it took about 3 minutes to take a scan. And normally, we also do now control scans with our patients. So that's why it's a very useful procedure also to track the treatment during the whole period. So another software that after you scan, we use in our clinic is Maestro software. I chose it because I will later explain. It has also the viewer, so there's a possibility that I can view my cases from my house, so I don't need to be every time in office. When you get this scanned teeth, then it's totally the same procedure that you can get as casts. If you want to print them out, if you want to hold them in your hands, it's totally okay. So now I don't do that, because I do now only digitally. And everything what is done, it can be done by yourself, or you can do it or ask the lab for do that, because surely it's time-consuming procedures. And if there is some help, or maybe if you choose to do it only in your clinic in-house, or you will outsource it, then there's only matter of pricing. But I think the most important thing to think about your time, because it's the most expensive thing in the world. It's your time. So when you got the study models, then you have plenty of opportunities to get analysis and measurements. You can inspect the occlusion. You can see the bite contacts in varieties of scales. And also there is an option that you can measure all the teeth. One important thing that I think is nowadays is just taken for granted, and if we can just have the Bolton analysis, because I think the Bolton analysis before, it was underrated thing, also during my residency. But now when I've worked a lot with aligners, then I see that the Bolton analysis give you an actual perception of that. How can you finish your case? Because we all know that when you have patients with braces and it's almost finishing, and the midline is not coincident, if we can do whatever we want, then mostly this problem is Bolton discrepancy, because there's a difference in tooth size. Surely you can do it directly in mouth, you can do it in IPR procedures, but by analyzing the casts, you can surely know that from the beginning that the strip is going to be need there to reduce and equalize the tooth size. So the next thing is also you can order a setup. You can do it by yourself. You have a software, because then you, as an orthodontist, then you will understand what kind of treatment option is for the patient the best. You can simulate the treatment with extractions. You can simulate it without extractions, and then you see the information. And especially in this software, you can also incorporate the roots it can be taken from the STL files. And then you see the borders of the bone, the cortical bone, of buccal surfaces and palatal surfaces. And when you move the teeth, and you'll see, have you enough space for that? Or maybe it's better to choose an extraction options to avoid any recessions in the frontal region or in the buccal region when you expand and the teeth and try to torque them. So here is an example how it looks like. Surely this procedure, it takes time because you need to have CBCT, and then you need to segment all the teeth and the roots. But then you can combine them together, and then you get this model of the patient. So it's totally virtual and 3D. Talking about the bracket placement, surely to have thought about the time that the patient has this chair time, then we need to think about the indirect bonding. Normally, you can bond the braces by downloading STL files. For example, as here we did here with GC braces, and then you can incorporate it in software, and also you can choose the prescription, how it's usually done in the mouth, or how you do it, how you prefer it. You can put it so, and then if you put an automatical placement of the braces, the software places it automatically in the prescribed position. And then if you need to adjust it, it's just a matter of fine tuning. You can do it by yourself. You can ask the lab for that. And now we choose that one for a patient, for example, some new, first of all, with some neurotic problems. We have patients also like that, because then you need to act very, very, very fast. And then if I just will put the braces one by one in that patient's mouth, because it's going to take forever to put them precisely. But now they can put them once, then you remove the template, and the braces are there. So normally it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's it. So the bracket transfers, they can be done separately, or they can be done at once. And there's also the plenty of materials, the hard ones or soft. So, and also a combination of them. So you can most precisely put them on teeth. And another thing, a good thing with the template, that you have a window, so you can precisely etch the position of the braces. So further, after you remove the template, then you won't see any flash of the resin, the bonding resin. And it's also, there is some little flash, and it's easily removed because you didn't etch the surface when where the flash occurred. So this is one example of our patient who had lingual braces. It was also from GC evolution. And here you can also see the movements of the teeth, because normally the technician should put them in the setup in the end, so they get the last wire according what it's going to be, all the teeth will be aligned. It's the same technique as it was done with lingual braces before. So in another here example, you can also see the simultaneously the setup, how the teeth gonna act, and the direction of the movement. So you can see what you can achieve, and precisely you can also measure with a millimeter precision. So by creating transferring trays, as I said, there is an option to have a full one or have a window. So for window template, it's also very important to cut the gingival sides, so you can easily remove that tray. It's an example of this bonding template. So the precision is perfect because you can see that it's perfect sitting there and fitting very well. precisely for the 1/10 millimeter. So there's always two options: to do it in-house or do it out or order outsourced. Because if you have enough time, then surely maybe in-house it's for you. But if you have a lot of patients, then it is easier to outsource that service. With in-house production, you need to scan. You have to have a software, and normally software costs are about 4,000 to 10,000 euros. So then you need to think about a very thorough. Is it economically or financially okay for you to have a software like that? Because mostly they have also annual prescription that costs also about from 700 to 1,000. So that's why it is always tricky to have one, or you can surely stay on the latest version of software, but then if you want to upgrade it, you need to pay anyway. So the digital treatment planning and printing, and also you need to have a printer. And all the processing and packaging, it's done by technicians because they're very good at it. But as I said, it's if you have enough time to do it by yourself, then it's all your choice. When you outsource that kind of service, then surely there is a delivery time that you need to be aware of, and also there's a lab fee. But let's face it anyway, or you do it by yourself, or is doing someone else. You're just saving your time, but you're paying for someone else is doing your job. But surely, as a doctor, it is better for you to treat your patient because you get more and more money for that. So one thing that I like the most is a positioner, because there are two options: is to reposition the braces or to bend the wires. I choose a third one as a positioner. So I don't like bending wires anymore, and that's why in finishing, the positioner for me works very well. Cool. Normally, that procedure, you remove the wire, take a scan with the braces, and approximately in 2 weeks prior to bonding. After that, the lab, sorry, I will mute this sound. Then the lab, in the special software, they can remove virtually your braces, and they have clean teeth, so they can produce the set of positioners. And there's also one important thing, that if a patient has very bad hygiene, then we see that there's hyperplasia of gingiva, and that's why it's not the best solution in that case, because then the technician can need to remove a lot of scanned material, and then the precision of this positioner will drop down very critically. So sometimes they don't gonna fit at all on teeth. So that is a procedure. How it's done. Another one option is a Maryland bridge that also have a patient with a lack of the lateral incisors. So prior to the bonding, you can also order to the lab that they can manufacture the Maryland bridge. And when the patient comes for debonding, then you just remove the braces, you position and you bond the Maryland bridge, and then the patient can immediately have a removable retainer for that. This is how we do in our office. It's just one example of that the technician can model it and virtually. So when we have this form lab printer, they also have a material for temporary restoration, so that is biocompatible, and that is a very important thing. Another option is to have a small printer for, as we say, for quick works. It prints very well and also very precise. and also very fast, because the platform of that printer is one of the leading factors of how fast it is, and the difference of technologies that are used in these printers. For example, in Formlabs, they use a laser beam. Then in this photon, they use DLP. That means that it's like a flash of the light for the whole surface. That's why it's printing more faster. Surely it's a technical stuff, but you need to think about it when you order or buy yourself a printer. So about the precision and about the speed, and also about the material cost. So the material cost for photon is about, when we have calculated, it was about less than €1. Then, for example, if you have a case that you're finished with braces, then you can two ways. So to order removable retainers, that if you don't need any detailing or settling of occlusion, and also you can order the positioner in movement range of 1 millimeter, because there are 3 sets of positioners, 1 set of removable liners. So this Maestro software has a free download at the Maestro 3D.com website, so you can download it to any of your computers, and then you have an option to view all your cases, to do the movements, or also do the analysis of any scanned STL file, also at home. So if you have your laptop with. So it's just an example of the positioner, so you can see that there's not a lot of very difficult movements, so just some extrusion of the teeth, and then maybe some adjustments, some rotation, and it is easily done with the position. So in that case, the patient was treated with the lingual braces. Here we see this crowding on the lower jaw, and we treated her with lingual braces here. And instead of bending the wires, we scanned her and ordered positioners. That was sending me the setup of the positioner. And you see there's minor movements on the buccal region. So, and after the patient has worn her positioners, I prescribe it to the patient that they need to wear every positioner and change them every 3 weeks, and only nights. So, and after 9 weeks, they come for a removable retainer if there's some issue with the already printed one, or we just can leave them with already prefabricated removable retainer according to that positioner plan, and everything fits. So, and this is a final result for that. For TMD patients in the digital workflow, we also think about how to transfer the information from the temporomandibular joint to the lab. So this patient came with the clicking. I think it was clicking on the right jaw, but we will see. And the program that we have is called Module. It's optical axiography device, and it's very easy to install. So here you can see the on the right condyle on the typical pattern of the clicking. So it's like you can see the double clicking. So that information is sent to the lab then, and this axiography device looks like that. It's very easy installed, and also this job mostly is done by our assistants. I only mark the anatomical points on the patient's face, but after that, the rest is done by assistant. Normally, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes with all the scanning all together, and also installment all these devices. Because another one that is called Kodiak's, the installation of that device on patient takes about 1 hour to 1 hour 15. So that's why it's not an issue in my clinic, because I want to be very time effective. And also everything is digital as I like it. And then I can surely have also a control of the treatment after patient was treated, so I can compare the jaw movements, and I can see also the lack of the clicking. So normally the information of the position is sent to the lab, and then the technician can model the splint or COPA, this cranio-occlusal positioning appliance. That in that position that already I have modified, and then the technician only needs to adjust the appliance according to the new bite. So this is routinely done for every hour TMD patients. And also what I like, for example, if this device is broken, then we can just print the new one, and that's it. We don't need to do all the procedures once again. So the patient has this cranio-occlusal positioning appliance. Normally they wear them about 6 months, and here we can see afterwards, after treatment is done, you can see that the patient is biting already in a different position. So, and then the clicking is gone. So at that point, now we can decide further what kind of treatment do we do. Do we choose aligners or do we choose braces? It's up to patient. So, talking about the combination of treatments, because in nowadays it's always about braces versus aligners. And I don't like it anymore, because instead of that, I think braces should be more plus aligners, because all these systems, as I've mentioned in the beginning, they have the advantages and disadvantages. But if you choose only the advantages of the system from both of them, then you have I think, very great experience for the patient about the fast treatment, about the productive treatment, about the efficient treatment, and mostly if you can treat the malocclusions in time limit of 1 or 1.5 years, I think it's perfect for the patient, and it's also perfect for your clinic, because then you have a lot of scheduling time for your new patients. Here we have clinical conditions for a combination of treatment. I will go through them. We have impacted teeth, we have ectopic and transposition teeth, and mesialization, extraction, leveling, distalization, or mesialization, like using segmented wire with Essex, it's like a career appliance, and also anterior crossbite and torque control for posterior bite and expanding molars and premolars. So the transition from braces to aligners is very good for patients, because they're getting used to removable retainers more easier because of the hygiene issues. And if you already have worn braces for a year, for 1.5 years, then this hygiene can become very bad, very poor, especially in teenagers. That's why I try to do that very fast, not to ruin their teeth, because the motivational levels drops very dramatically at the end of the treatment. So, and also it reduces the chair side time for doctor. Instead of bending wires or repositioning of braces, we just handing the plastic, and the patient is doing the rest. So for impacted teeth, I know that this case with aligners would take a lot of time. Just for example, you expand the plate, then create a system to take that impacted tooth 3 tooth. Here the canine and upper jaw on left side. It's more easier to put the braces. We use the GET system, and just to put a coil and start to expand that place and to develop the arch. So in the beginning, we already had 20 by 20 wire because there were few rotations, so you could normally put the rectangular wire in the beginning. So when we proceed with that case, and we can see that this space opening developed, and also we have a great torque control for the frontal teeth. Then we can see this canine starting to erupt because there was enough space. Then we can pull it down, and at that time, so the canine is already here, so we can just remove the braces and give the patient some bunch of positioners or aligners, and we can settle the occlusion. So if we see an upper jaw, the arch development, then this tremendous expansion and also the torque control of the teeth, I think is very important in that case. So, and another one that is a patient in progress. So I think, yeah, so sorry, yeah, we will go to that later. For ectopic teeth, so for me, surely it's very challenging case for aligners because I think it will take years to finish that. So, and you can see that in the second quadrant, there's also the canine that is erupting palatally, and that's why we needed to do the segmental part first of all, and then you can see the progress where we have put all the teeth together. Now I can finish that case normally with or braces or with aligners. It's up to the patient. The mesialization cases also, we had a patient that already had a braces treatment before, and the problem was on tooth 4-6, where we have inflammation on the distal portion of the tooth root, and so we decided to remove that tooth and mesialize the 7 tooth, so the tooth 4-8 can erupt easily. So we split that tooth in half. We did a semi-section of the tooth. We removed the distal part, and the mesial part was there, and I used it for mesialization of the second lower molar. Why we did that? Because we wanted to avoid the collapsing of the alveolar crest bone, and that we use this step-by-step movement so we can avoid the recessions of the 7 tooth. So by now, we are in that position, and normally the patient now has aligners, and in aligners there's a cutout where patient is putting the elastic. So we can fully mesialize that tooth, and also when the aligner is covering the 7 tooth, we have a vertical control of that one. So extraction versus non-extraction. So also we use the GET prescription braces. And here you can see that there's a severe crowding, and we decided to treat that patient non-extraction. So there are some in progress photos, and we expanded that place, and you can see that there's some golden rule. Then if you have any rotation, then stay on the round wire, and that the rotations are already aligned, and you can surely put the rectangular wires there. So this is developing of the upper arch, and this one is a developing of the lower arch. So here you can see that I need a very good control of the anterior incisors because of the root torque here. So I need to expand, and also I need to place that too. And so we did it very carefully, and when we had enough of space, and we put the braces brace on the tooth 4-2, and it was reversed to achieve this good torque control. So another one is a leveling of excessive curve of speed here for the patient with a class 2 division 2. see it. It's also takes with braces no longer time to procline the incisors, and then I can choose and I offer the patient so we can remove the braces, and then we can do a set of aligners, or we can just continue with the braces. But this amount of proclination of the anterior incisors is very, very good. Another one is a distalization of second class using segmented wire. It's like Essex-like. This patient we started in the beginning. Oh, here's my daughter. She found me in the secret room. So here we use the segmented wire that we have put on the buccal segments. So we will distalize these teeth. And then we can also, later we'll put the braces on the frontal teeth and put it also segmented just to procline the teeth. The other action for that patient is that she will be treated with aligners, but at that time we are just saving our time, so I can reduce that distalization part by 4 to 6 months, so we can distalize it en masse together, and after that, when we have enough space and molars are in class 1 position, then we just remove that the braces, and then we can continue further with aligners on that patient. And also the torque control of posterior crossbite. There's a patient also had a problem with the temporomandibular joint, and she was also on this Copa appliance. This is the latest, not the latest, the oldest version of that, and she was also wearing the cross elastics. But after that, when we removed the braces, I just ordered some pair of aligners, and that's the final result for that patient. It works very well. So, and this is a combinational treatment for existing restoration. This patient didn't want to put braces on her crowns. Surely they're not the best ones from metal ceramic, but anyway, they're like precious for her, and so we agreed that we put the aligners on the upper jaw, and she has braces on the lower jaw that she was okay with. So, and if we see that there's a huge amount of rotation, surely it's easier done with braces than with aligners. And normally we're just reducing the treatment time for patients like that. Because with aligners, I can intrude the second molars, and that you see on the premolars, we have rectangular attachments just for retention, because if we don't have them, the aligner just gonna pop out from that position, and no intrusion will happen here. So also we need to tip lingually, tip buccally the lower molars for that, and we can do it simultaneously with the upper and lower jaw. Sure, it's a more complex case, but it's manageable. So, thank you for listening to me. Now I think it's time for questions, if we have any.
We have one question, but I think better will be if we will answer to this question after Anastasia presentation. Seems it's more related with lab and lab technicians. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Anastasia. So stage is yours. Tell a little bit more in details how doctors can apply for first treatment. Oh, just a minute. Here you go.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Hello, dear audience. I'm glad to greet you today. Thank you for joining us today. And my name is Anastasia Semyonova, and I am the representative of Concordia Laboratory. And the first thing I would like to start with is I would like to say thank you to our both speakers today, because your presentations were really very informative. I think challenging and interesting for all of us. And thank you for your experience in these presentations. And first of all, before I start, well, today I'm going to provide you, during my part, the detailed information about our laboratory, Concordia Lab, and mostly I will speak about the chain of actions for doctors who want to involve C-line liner system in their practice. So, wait a minute, I will open my presentation, informative presentation, and will share with you. So, as I have already said, today I will explain mostly in details how can you order C-line aligners, set of aligners, what are the time frames of manufacture, what are the pricings, what are the support, and so on and so forth. And in case you will have questions, you are free to ask in case they appear at the end of my speech. Well, first of all, I would like to start with a general picture of our laboratory. Our laboratory, Concordia Lab, is placed in Riga, in Latvia, and is equipped with the big experience, high proficiency, and latest digital innovations and technologies. With high resolution 3D printers and powerful softwares for virtual tooth movement and treatment planning. And we are operating as an orthodontic laboratory already for 5 years, and we provide the C-line system for already 3 years. So it means that we have underwent many improvements and developments for this time, and clinical cases with during our collaboration with different doctors, mainly with Dr. Maris and Dr. Diana Chivanova. And so we can say that we can be good enough and reliable enough for now to share this product with you and try to collaborate. But before I start speaking about C-line aligner as such, I would like to mention that our laboratory also make handcrafted and digital other appliances, removable and fixed, such as Copa. And thank you, Dr. Maris Krzybowski, that you have mentioned in your presentation about the digital possibilities of making such Copas like splints and how they are made. You have shown it perfectly. So, and yes, so we have another appliances, functional appliances in orthodontic, which we can make and provide also. Also, I will mention that we can provide indirect bonding systems, and here you can see the prices of each of such cases. In these prices are included also braces, so it's regular prices for each of these indirect bonding case. I will like to mention that after I finish my speech, I will share with each of you who have participated or is interested in our products. I will necessarily share with leaflets, brochures, and informative materials with you per email, where you will find also prices and all the appliances and systems we provide as a laboratory. I would like to continue with our main topic today, main product today, which we can provide to you. This is C-line an aligner system. And in this slide, I would like to once again remind that Dr. Diana have already said, but I would like to remind that we have in our laboratory three types of cases of C-line aligner system. These are C-line 5, C-line combo, and C-line moderate. So we have three options to offer you. C-line 5 consists of 5 aligners per jaw. C-line combo up to 10 aligners, and C-line moderate up to 20 aligners per jaw. You can order either for one jaw or for both. It's up to you. It depends on how would you like to make treatment, how do you see this treatment flow, and so you can decide either you will take the case for one jaw or for both. This option is possible. And so, well, what can I add here is that, it depends on level of difficulty of the case and patient case. So you just choose the most appropriate and suitable for you, just choosing the level of difficulty, and from the less common. So you are free to choose. And also I would like to add that for each case, C-line 5 combo and moderate, we provide retainers after the treatment is completed for free, 2 retainers for each jaw, and also one refinement is included in price, so it's for free. And here we go with the prices. I would like to note that here in the left bottom corner you can see the line system, and I am happy to announce that we have made such an offer for you. We provide C-line aligners for the first case. We provide a 40% off discount. So it means that I think, from my view, it's rather attractive prices to start and maybe to try out our product, to just get acquainted with it, and for further cases we also will offer you discounts. It means that starting from the 5th case, so you will receive 15% of discount, and starting the next step will be that then you will start the 20th case, you will have 20% discount. So here you can see all the prices we can offer, and as I have already said, I will obligatorily send you all the price lists and with the discounts and with all the necessary information. And now I would like to start maybe speaking more about this chain. How can we start and start collaboration from the very beginning, from the very first step till the end of not the only delivery, but till the treatment will be ended, so till the treatment end. So I want to say firstly that Concordia Lab Laboratory, and as I have already said that I am the representative of this laboratory, but still I would like to mention that I am maybe a more person who coordinates the workflow and coordinates work between doctors and our technicians, my colleagues. So I will be this first person you will meet and you will contact. So now I will step by step we'll try to explain more detailed how does it work and how can we start our cooperation in case you wish to involve CLN aligners in your practice, and in case you believe that it can help you grow your practice. So the first step is, well, everything starts from the visit, patient's visit to the doctor. So the first thing that you have to do is during the visit you have to make scans, digital scans of jaws, of patient's jaws. Also take impressions, and after that we will make this scan by ourselves. But the first one is more preferable. Also, you need to take X-rays and intraoral and extraoral photos. Also, as I think that also is rather important before you try to provide such option for patient that he can and he may be treated by CLN aligners or other aligners. You have to discuss with patient and just to be sure that he is responsible enough to get through this treatment with aligners, because it's really necessary and important to wear these aligners 22 hours a day, just to have a result and goal rather positive. So yes, so it is very necessary, important, and I would say that necessary. And also we need to get from you your comments, your diagnosis and treatment goals. They are really mandatory for our technicians, just for further treatment planning digitally and for the better result. Step 2 is rather logical. It means that all these materials which you will collect during the visit and after, you just need to share with us digitally. You can use Google Gmail Drive or any other cloud service you prefer and you like. Here I give you our email, and well, here we go. Here we start our next step, step 3. Step 3, here we already start to manufacture and first of all plan in our laboratory your treatment plan, so-called setup, which is like a computerized 3D digital treatment plan, like a video file, which will be sent to you within 10 days, 5 working days, and you can deliver this treatment plan, which is very, I think, visualized, sent to your end customers, I mean patients, and also used by yourself. And you can always open it in the viewer, which we also send you before you confirm this treatment plan. So I think that this digital software which we use, Maestro 3D, gives a great opportunity to visualize it better and make it really nice and comfortable to use. And if you confirm the treatment plan, then we are starting to manufacture aligners. In case, of course, we will make changes and develop once again until you will be okay with this treatment plan. And then we are starting manufacture in our laboratory. I will like to mention that, thank you, Dr. Maris, that you have, I think, already described really nice how does digital softwares as such and our printers, 3D printers with which we use, works. So I will just get you information about the terms. After setup is confirmed, we will manufacture liners within 10 working days. It means 2 weeks maximum. After that, well, this manufacture is completed by really experienced dental technicians. As I have already said, we have all the necessary and innovative digital and technical appliances and softwares to make it really, really fast and qualitative. And I will also point out that we are using GC material for our aligner systems because, we just are satisfied with this material, and I would say that we proved a lot of materials, and we develop every day, every minute, and we are trying to find these really high resistible and qualitative material. And I would say that finally we have found it, and these are GC folias, GC material for aligners, which actually met our expectations, and we are absolutely satisfied. And we know that using this material, we can provide really qualitative, good product. So the last one is the step. It seems like it is the last one, but not. This is the step 5. Step 5 is liner delivery. Well, it's easy. I think that we can use any post office or delivery services you like, you prefer, and shipping will take up to 3 days, not more. In case of C-Align 5 and the combo, we provide the set of aligners for delivery, but full set of aligners for delivery. In case of C-Align moderate, we provide only first set of 10 aligners for delivery for each jaw, and during the next month we will provide next 10 aligners which were left for you. So while your patients are in the middle of treatment, we will manufacture the rest of the aligners and deliver to you. So it looks like, and this step, here we go to the step 6. Well, this step is actually not only for doctors, whether it's aligners are already delivered and everything is fine, but still we provide for doctors also the attachment templates. Well, you are provided with the template, and so you can fix the attachments to your patient's teeth. Also, we produce the report in case there is necessary IPR separation during or in the beginning of the treatment. And here we go, retention. Well, I have already said that retainers are included in all C-Align cases price. So we provide them for free after treatment is successfully completed. They will be produced within 5 working days maximum. I believe that even faster. And step 7. Step 7, not obligatory, but it is possible, and this might have to be the case. I mean refinement. Refinement is an option mostly used at the end of the treatment for minor corrections, minor movements, in case something was maybe not so perfect. It may happen, but there is no stress, nothing to be afraid of, because we will provide additional aligners for free and will end your case successfully. For this process, we will need a new scan or new impressions of patient's teeth just to create a brand new 3D treatment plan and manufacture a new set of additional aligners. And here we go to the payment terms. Payment terms, well, of course, it is okay to make a bank transfer, and you will receive 2 invoices. The very first invoice you will receive after the treatment plan will be mutually confirmed. So after you will receive the treatment plan and will say, yes, I approve, I'm ready to start, so I'm ready to use your aligner system. And the second invoice you will receive will be delivered with the set of aligners when we will ship them to you, and you will just get them. So in case of C-line moderate, here the second invoice will be delivered with the second set of aligners. It means that you will deliver the second invoice absolutely no. I would say that you will receive that at the end of treatment. So also shipping costs are included in the price. So I hope this is rather informative for you. Once again, I will remind that we have 3 types of C-align aligner system cases, and you can choose whatever you want, and according to these points, which you can see right now here. And I once again want to say that I will provide every one of you of today's seminar webinar with leaflets and informative brochures. There you will find every possible information about how to start, how to pay, how to choose, and how to communicate with us, with our laboratory. And I will always be the main support, and I will support you from the very beginning till the end on each step. And I hope that this leaflet, this brochure will navigate you after this seminar will be finished, and you won't forget some maybe things and some points of this chain of actions, either for you and for not only for you but also for us. It's very important to make your let to say life easier, and your starting and your beginning collaboration with us much easier. And still, in case you still have, I will here you can see our once again email, working hours, and phone number, our address. And in case you have questions, you have suggestions, or something not clear enough as our clear aligners, you are free to contact me. I am open. We are always open to discuss and answer your questions. Also, I would like to say that we are glad to welcome you to our laboratory and just, so to say, face-to-face discuss some things, maybe questions, answer your questions, show you how does it work, how our inside life, and share our experience once again, in case you are interested. I hope that you will you have found these presentations and information rather interesting, challenging, and I hope that you would like to collaborate with us in nearest future. And I hope that we can make that we as a laboratory and C-align system can grow your practice and make it much wider. So thank you a lot, and I will finish right now. So thanks.
Okay, thank you, Anastasia. I think everything was excellent, and thank you, dear participants, for your attention. And as Anastasia said, you are always welcome to contact us, Concordia Lab, and in case of any questions, and of course, to start your first treatment with CL and aligners. Thank you very much. Goodbye, and maybe see you next time. Thank you.